Hello. How's everybody doing? Welcome back to another Marvel Champions article reveal. That is right. New Hero Thursday. Let's go. How is everybody doing in chat? We've got Hercules. Now, usually I have Villain Theory here with me. No, not yet. Hold on. But good news. Usually Villain Theory is with me for these article reveals. He is currently busy, but he's going to be free at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. If you are not in Eastern Time, that is in about 2.5 hours. And we're going to be re-going live with Villain Theory after we go through this article as a first look. He will not have seen the article, so he's not going to have any idea what Hercules is going to do, but we will. And so what we're going to be planning to do is go through it with him and kind of walk through him with the information that we now have after this stream. And we've done that before. We did that I don't remember what hero it was, but it was vice versa, where he had read the article and I had not. But I am pumped for it. We kind of knew it was going to be Hercules, or at least that was the very prevailing theory of who this last hero was going to be in the wave. So we have Hercules. The hero art is incredible. What's up? Happy article day, everybody. Let's go. I have not seen the hero art. Well, I dropped the hero art on the thumbnail. When I make the thumbnails for these live streams, I try so hard not to read anything. And so I'm pretty, I don't recall. I've forgot it already. But the art here is insane. You've got Zeus kind of behind him in this embrace. I really hope that this is on a card art somewhere, because this is just absolutely gorgeous. You clicked on it thinking it was homebrew? Nah, here we are. Hercules with a car smashed. So, he's a man known by many names. Bored Alceus remained Heracles. Then to distance himself from Hera, he was renamed to Hercules. Now, his friends just call him Herc. Nice. Alrighty, so Herc, son of Zeus, has a tumultuous relationship with Olympus throughout the entirety of his long life. They're proud to announce the Hercules Hero Pack for Marvel Champions, the card game, paired with a pre-built leadership deck, alrighty, to aid him in charge of in the charge against his foes. You'll be able to wield Hercules' strength from the moment you open the box, with the ability to take on Herculean tasks in exchange for mighty rewards. Hercules is unique and powerful hero worthy of his fame the name brings. What's up, Living for Games? Happy you're here. Yeah. Can I zoom in a tiny bit? Absolutely I can. Let's do it here. Is that better? I think that's a little bit bigger. The pack also features a bonus modular set, all versus all. Beautiful. Beautiful. Hey Greg, how's it going? I am of two wolves. One that is so pumped to play this new hero, and the other thinking, who wanted this? All those mini Herc fans. Well, I think it kind of goes back to the information that we got, that these were not planned. This was not a planned wave. Civil War is kind of a bonus wave. And so they had not slotted in any quote important heroes into this wave, because it's kind of just something that Caleb wanted to do. And so I think that they reached a little bit more obscure for some of the heroes. But let's dive in. I'm so pumped. Okay. As a demigod whose strength can match and sometimes even exceed that of Thor. Is that referencing some sort of comic somewhere? Is there some Hercules comic where him and Thor fight? Okay, I can zoom in a little bit more. I want to make sure that... How do we get there? What if I zoom in on mine? Whoa, there we go. Oh, there we go. Nice. No one cared about Tiger and Hulkring until the mechanics came out. That's true. Oh, geez, I'm sorry. There are plenty. All right, I just want to make sure that all of this is still on the screen. Yeah, we're good. Okay. So Hercules begins the game with a labor deck and a gift deck. Okay. So we got two invocation decks here. New labors of Hercules. If there is no labor card in play, reveal the top card of the labor deck. And then he has a 4 recovery, 14 hit points, which is beautiful. He has the Olympus trait, which I saw someone talking about, strength and diversity, which is pretty cool. 4 recovery, 14 hit points, which does give us access to all of our limitless staminas and unshakables, which give us readies, and you can only play them if you do have 14 hit points. I would actually be curious if we're going to get more cards that rely on that 14 hit points with this pack. That would be pretty cool. So 4 hit points, Olympus. He is also Olympus traded in hero form as well as Avenger traded, which is cool. He has a 1-3-2 stat line, which is a little not my favorite for at least solo play. Hand size of 4 in hero form. All right, so he's following kind of that brute formula where low hand size, high hit points, high attack, but his atonement response after a labor card is added to the victory display. Okay, put the top card of the gift deck into play. Ready Hercules, you may flip to alter ego form. Wow, that's interesting. Okay, that's cool. So it sounds like it's almost like my guess would be something like a side quest. So if you, after a labor card is added to the victory display, you put the top card of the gift deck into play, ready him, and then you can flip to alter ego. That's really cool because when you flip down to alter ego, you can trigger new labors of Hercules, because if there is no labor card in play, then you can reveal the top card of the labor deck and then get that ball rolling for the next one. Herc and Thor cross pass, usually throw hands. Nice. That's great. Okay, so I'm very intrigued about what these labor cards are, which take the form of permanent upgrades with various benefits. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so what are these gifts and labors? Great question. Oops, let me scroll down. What are these gifts and labors? For starters, each labor takes the form of a challenge that only Hercules himself can complete. For example, defeat the Hydra is a attachment. It's victory 0, which triggers his hero response. Attached minion gets +6 hit points and gains the elite trait. The attached minion cannot take damage except from Hercules' attack, and then when revealed, find a non-elite minion with at least 6 printed hit points. Reveal it, heal all damage from it, and attach this card to it. See, in Spartan, yes, I believe that is true. So if you defeat the Hydra, you would be able to flip down, get the next labor card, and then flip right back up. Yes. So is he just Voltron? Voltron for enemies, it seems. This is a lot. This is minimum 12 hit points. These gifts better be insanely good, because 12 hit points is a stage. How would a newly revealed minion have any damage on it? When you find a minion, I believe you can search in-play minions as well. So if you had Dragon or somebody that had 4 damage on it, you could defeat the Hydra and find it in play and then put it in. I believe that's the case. Yeah, not the best hero for a solo stream. I'll be interested because like there are villains that have less hit points than what this then makes. You can only take damage from Hercules' attacks, which means that you cannot use allies to help defeat it, and you cannot use supports either. You can still use upgrades, you can still use events, and you can still use basics. But yeah, I feel like this is very limiting based on the encounter deck. Yeah, because does it whiff? Like what happens if you reveal it and there is not a minion with 6 hit points in it? It'll be a puzzle. No. Yeah. Valkyrie 2025. I don't know about that. I'm curious because it feels like the gifts are going to be pretty intense at this point. So, defeat the Hydra, Labor pits Herc against a boosted minion that only he can attack. When it enters play, Hercules must find a suitable non. Does it have to be non-elite? Yeah, it does have to be non-elite. That's really interesting. So you have to find a non-elite minion with 6 hit points. How many are there? Oh, set aside Nemesis minion? That could be it. That could be it. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, cool. Okay. Only he can attack. When this Labor enters play, Hercules must find a non-suitable, non-elite minion. That minion can come from anywhere, including Herc's own set-aside Nemesis set, if necessary. Okay, so it sounds like there's always going to be at least a target. Dueling Hydra is a grueling task, but the reward is worth it thanks to Hercules' atonement ability. Once you defeat Hydra, or enters the victory display, he gets to ready his identity, gain the top card of the gift deck. That could be Naaman Lion Skin. Let's see if it is worth it here. Okay, so a permanent artifact gift upgrade. Wow. Okay, so after this card enters play, draw 4 cards, and then Hercules gets +2 hit points and gains steady. Interesting. That's cool. His Nemesis set isn't revealed in the article. Got it. Oh, and the modular maybe has some too. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So +2 hit points and +4 cards. So you get an effective full another turn, right? Because you get to ready and you get to draw 4 cards, which is his hand size in hero form. So whenever you take out Dragon, you are effectively getting another turn. So that's nice. So you're not losing as much tempo as I thought you may lose after taking out the trophy, or the labor, yeah, that's what it's called, the labor card. So you get a full another turn, so that's good. Permanent health and steady is amazing. It looks like there's 3 cards in this gift deck, and then how many cards are in the labor deck? 3 as well. That makes sense. So there's 3 cards in the gift deck, 3 cards in the labor deck. So we're going to be, I wonder if it'll be like a Ironheart thing where you go through all 3, or if you just do a couple of them each game. I don't know if it's worth it in my opinion. 12 health minion would usually take more than a turn to take out. Kind of feels like a waste unless his kit has good effects for having gifts. My guess is that it will. I feel like they're going to lean into that. That would be my guess, Mike. So the other 2 laborers are similarly challenging to overcome. And the other 2 gifts are here very rewarding. Embody Pathos. Okay, so this is our next labor card. The attached side scheme gains assault, meaning that you can thwart it with your basic attack, which is beautiful because Herc only has a 1 thwart and a 3 attack. That's nice. And threat cannot be removed from it except by his thwarts. So again, no allies, no supports, just events. And I believe assault means that you have to use your basic attack. You cannot use a basic thwart. Not that maybe Herc would ever want to, but just as a thought. Thunderbolts are elite. Yes. Yeah, Thunderbolts are elite. When revealed, find an encounter side scheme that is not in play, which makes me think that, yes, you can quote, find a minion that is in play based on this wording. So find an encounter side scheme that is not in play and reveal it. Treating each per player icon as 1. Okay, so that's nice. And attach this card to it. Place an additional 6 threats on it. Ooh. Assault can be thwarted. Alrighty, I think that's worth looking up. How do I do this? I don't know why I thought just Googling assault would do it for me. Here we are. We're having a day. I go here and check. When a character makes a basic thwart against the side scheme with the assault keyword, that character uses its attack instead of thwart. So I don't believe that they can use their thwart. Now you can use cards that remove threat or thwart like or thwart, that's fine. But I think you have to. Yeah. Okay, so 6 additional threats. So we're typically looking at like 8 to 11 threat, which is going to be multiple quote thwarts against that scheme. Okay. While protect humanity, which I believe is the final labor card. He has 3 of these. So we have a minion one, a side scheme one, and then a obligation, which has 3 labor counters. When revealed, find Amadeus Cho and put him into play. Figure out who that is. When the villain would attack Hercules, choose one of your allies. That villain attacks the ally instead. After the attack resolve, if Hercules defended, remove 1 labor counter from here. So you're getting forced to defend. That's interesting. So you have to have the villain attack a ally, and then you have to step in and defend. Fascinating. I'm about to be put on a list. Oh, just for Googling assault? Yeah, nice. But with limitless stamina, he can thwart it for 6 in 1 turn. Totally. Yeah, I feel like we're 1000% running limitless stamina in these decks. Which YouTube video is best for teaching a new player that likes to learn off videos, not off rulebooks? I have a video that walks directly through like the first game, and I explain everything there, hopefully. Amadeus Cho is Braun? That's kind of cool. I love the art here. It looks like it's like this split between probably Earth and then maybe Olympus, where the beam is hitting. You got this split. And then also Hercules almost feels like he's wearing something different on this side of that chasm versus here. That's so cool. That's so cool. So 3 defends. This one makes it harder. You can't really, well, no, I was gonna say you can't really gamify this one, but we do have cards like Taunt, Bait and Switch. We have cards that force a villain attack, so we could do that if we wanted to. Yeah. So okay, yep. So here is Amadeus Cho. This is the one that we have to put into play. This is the first Hercules card that we see that goes into the deck because everything else is put into a labor or a gift deck. 2 cost 1/1/2 ally. Ugh. When a minion would attack you, it attacks Cho instead. Then as an action, you can exhaust him to draw a card. That's interesting. Yeah, so he's a Avenger Manson. He is genius traded. When a minion would attack you, so not the villain, it's just minions. Huh. So straight off the bat, he's an Ironheart, right? Like if you only get 1 use out of him, he is an Ironheart that cannot thwart or attack effectively, right? Ironheart 2 cost, enters play, 1/1, draws a card. So you would play Amadeus Cho, you would draw a card. Then you can exhaust him to draw a card. But I was gonna say like you can use cards like Command Team or Get Ready to ready him and draw more cards. But like Get Ready, you're just cycling cards, so I don't know if that's actually worth it. He doesn't have the Avenger trait, unfortunately, so you cannot Sky Cycle him. You could Honorary Avenger him to Sky Cycle him at that point. And you can have other allies step in and block the attack. But it may be worth throwing cards like Ready for Action, I believe, which gives a ally a tough status card to protect him against some attacks, because just being able to exhaust him to draw cards is huge, especially when you consider the fact that it's plus 25% to your hand because he only has 4 hand size. Yeah, it He looks really fun, ready for action. Keep him alive, go alter ego, or just keep the board clear of minions. Yep. And it feels good. Also, you can just like make the call him. There's a lot of ways to recur him. He's coming with a pre-built leadership deck, so my guess is that we probably want to try and just keep him around as long as possible. It is cool that the obligation labor card tutors him. I think that's cool. Tough to protect that mansion. That being said, I think like you can also make the he is holding a little dog. Oh, that's so cute. That's so cute. But I also think that like even if like you find yourself in a situation where you're like, I'm not going to be able to protect him, kill him. Or sidekick him. Yeah, you can sidekick him. Sidekick is pretty cool. Sidekick is really interesting, Wikipedia, because you can ready him to draw another card, and then you also get to ready Hercules and utilize that stat again. I like sidekick a lot here. Plus, it gives him the extra health and stuff. And then you can, whenever you recover, heal with him. But yeah, so if you are in a situation where it's like, I'm not going to be able to protect him against these minion attacks, throw him, just chump block with him. Then you're fine. Sidekick also allows the ready and repair action. Yeah, side by side. That's a really good call. I love it a lot. Cool. Okay, so that gets tutored. This is also the first card that we got in his pack. So after completing these labors, in addition to the Naaman lion skin, he can find himself wielding the sword of Pellis. He gets +1 hit points. Okay, so both of the gifts that we've seen are swords, which is cool. +1 hit points, basic attacking, piercing, and then after this card enters play, you get to draw a card. Again, like a full extra turn, which is kind of cool. +1 hit points, basic attack is piercing. Piercing is good. We've seen a lot more toughs coming into the game, and so piercing is really strong, especially when you have such a high attack. You don't want to waste that into a tough, and so giving him piercing is good. This is also a really nice weapon that does not need to exhaust to do anything, and so your fusillades or your mean swings become really effective because you don't lose out on anything here. So that's pretty cool. Is there any other? Oh, firepower. Yeah, firepower can also exhaust the sword and not have any loss of tempo from not being able to utilize that weapon at that point. Psychic would be fire. Extra hit points would protect him, and side by side just draws you cards. Yeah. Is he throwing the sword? Because that would be sick. I don't know if he's throwing the sword. I don't think I see that. Hercules does have guns. I am curious why the sword gives you +1 hit point, but here we are. The other is the shield. This is another permanent upgrade. Gives you +1 hit point and retaliate 1. After this card enters play, you get to draw 4 cards. It does sound like you get these randomly, which is less exciting, I think. Magic sword. Sandals. Oh, that'd be great. I would love to see sandals, though. Is Pegasus a Disney thing, or does he also have ties to Pegasus in like the Marvel universe? Because I'd like to see a Pegasus. Oh, yeah. Sandals is the name of your goldfish. Out of the gifts, I think I like the lion skin the most. +2 hit points and steady feels really good. Then I like the sword, giving me the +1 hit point and piercing, and then probably the shield final. It is only an artifact gift. I don't know of any artifact synergies off the top of my head, so I'm thinking that this is probably the one that if I did get to choose, I would choose this one last. Oh, it's Perseus, not Pegasus? Got it. Given how great Cho will be with Psychic, do we think that there's a chance of a Psychic reprint in this box? Okay. That'll be interesting. Give him aggressive conditioning in his gifts. He's over 20 hit points. That's crazy. The shield would be nice if you had to defend the villain's attack, I guess. Like, retaliate, it's a lot of work to get 1 hit point and retaliate 1 is kind of my thought, right? I have to take out 11 threat off a side scheme by myself without allies' help to get +1 hit point and retaliate 1. That does not seem like it's worth it to me. So that's my hesitation there. But I'm guessing that we will see things that trigger off the gifts. So as you might expect by now, much of the rest of Hercules' signature kit builds off the number of gift cards he's earned. Okay, there you go. Yeah. So maybe it's not a immediate benefit that you see, but then like the gift of battle, which is a 3-cost event, which you reduce the cost to play this for 1 by each gift you control. You deal 5 damage to an enemy. Okay, yeah. At 2 cost, it is okay. At 1 cost, it's great. At 0 cost, it's fantastic. At 3 cost, it's unplayable, in my mind. So, he's going to be slow. He's going to be slow. You have to have at least 1 gift in order for this to feel like it is playable on curve. It'll be interesting. Yeah. I swear I have the future sight, but only up to like 60 seconds. It works. 5 damage, no way to kill the +6 HP minion. Yeah, right. Right. Interesting. I'm not the biggest fan of this card. I feel like it's going to be a lot to get this to be playable. It's like 11 threat and 12 damage in order for me to play a 2 effective cost for a 5 damage card, which is over curve at that point. But I need these cards in order to get this cost reduced, right? So maybe he has more that are a little bit better early tempo, but I'm a little concerned with his early game so far. Gift of Battle, for example, which reduces the cost. Similarly, Son of Zeus. So this is a 2-cost event. Hero action, you get to ready Herc. So if you, okay, so 2-cost ready. And there's the art that we love. I love that art. That art is so freaking good. Ah, oh, it's so good. So good. If you control at least 1 gift card, you get to ready an identity-specific upgrade you control. Which so far we don't have anything that needs to be ready, because I think all of the identity specific upgrades that we have seen are those permanent upgrades. 2 gift cards, you gain a tough status card. 3 gift cards, you get to draw a card. Now that gets very good. So Limitless Stamina is a 1-cost event that readies you. So if you have 3 gift cards, this is a Limitless Stamina because you get that rebate of a card. It's actually a little bit better because of the flexibility that you get with the extra card rather than it just being costing less. And you get a tough, and you get to ready an identity specific upgrade. And I assume we're going to see some that are pretty decent. If you have 0. Yeah, you're pitching your entire hand for this card. If you have 0 gift cards, he has 4 hand size. This is going to take 3 of the 4 cards to play it. That's actually always the case. So at 4 hand size, this is actually a little tough to play. But yeah, those upgrades have to be really good, right? They are. The gifts should be identity specific upgrades. Yeah, identity upgrade. It's an identity specific upgrade. Yeah. Um. All right. Okay. The gauntlets, which does sound like an identity specific upgrade. Zero cost upgrade. Alrighty. Alrighty. Also, I do want to point out this is Olympus traded. The Son of Zeus is Olympus traded. The Gift of Battle is not, but Hercules himself is Olympus traded, so you can run a team building exercise here to discount Son of Zeus to get it to play it a little bit less expensive. I also believe, nope, Cho is just Genius traded, so you can't TBE Cho. Okay, so the Gauntlets of Hercules. This is an armor, zero cost. When Hercules defends against the attack, exhaust this. He gains Retaliate 1 for each gift card you control. Okay. That's kind of interesting. I could see him having a resource generator. I like that. Trip, how does he get the gifts again? He has like a labor deck that he puts out a labor card, which either is going to summon like a crazy minion, a crazy side scheme, or a crazy or not an obligation that requires him to defend against villain attacks, and the villains are now attacking allies type situation. So it stresses different parts of the game, defense, attack, and thwart. And once you take those out, you get a gift card. So Gauntlets of Hercules is, I think, fairly costed at zero, meaning because until you get one gift, it does nothing. He can get up to Retaliate 4, which is pretty crazy. 5 with Dauntless and 6 with Electrostatic Armor. It is really interesting. Thematically, I don't know how much it makes sense for me that Hercules is just going to be really prickly in terms of like retaliate. But it's also weird that like I don't want to ready this card, right? Son of Zeus, ready an identity specific upgrade you control. I'm playing this during the player phase. 95 times out of 100, I'm exhausting this in the villain phase. And so unless I have a card that triggers an attack, this does not need to be ready before the next villain phase. So I'm not going to be readying this card. Does he get a gift by starting a labor, or does he need to finish? He needs to finish the labor before he gets a gift. Yeah. It's all the hair. Nice. Interesting. Okay, I am worried about his start. I am like, it seems really cool. It seems like a really cool design space. I am really concerned that he is just going to not be able to start the game, especially an expert. It'll be interesting. Yeah, you can just face tank. This is a tank character. You don't need a lot of defense because he's going to have over 20 health with all of his upgrades and endurances and all of that stuff. So you can just face tank the hits, but still, yeah. I think he has a really cool design. We're not quite through the article yet, but so far, this is the lowest power level of the heroes that I've seen in this wave. So that's the Gauntlets. Retaliate 3 when all of his gifts in play, which stacks from the Retaliate of the shield, and it pairs with Herc's helm. Thoughts that this is our resource generator right here? I bet. Dude, this art is crazy. This art is the wildest thing I think I've seen in an article ever. Like, what the heck is this? This is amazing. He seems like he just drank, he's all jacked up on Mountain Dew. He is Hawkeye level. I don't think he's Hawkeye level. I think the 14 hit points puts him above Hawkeye just with the synergies that we have with I think this is a picture of Caleb, but just with the synergies that we have with like the 14. It's the cool story bro meme. Beautiful. So another zero cost upgrade. When the villain attacks, exhaust Herc's helm. Reduce the amount of damage this attack deals by 1. Okay. I'm not super excited about it. And Sean, that's awesome, right? I love it. Lowest power, but it's the one that you're most excited. He seems like a fun mini game to play. Totally. But I don't know. Herc's helm does not really excite me that much. I don't need to reduce the amount of damage that he's now. Okay, when the villain attacks, the good thing about this is that it's defense traded. That's what makes it good. It allows Herc to tank. Okay, so Herc's a tank. It allows him to tank a attack against another player without exhausting to defend. All you have to do is exhaust the helm to defend. You become the target of the attack, and you reduce it by 1. Okay. I think that makes it good. If it did not have the defense trait, I don't think it would be good. Mainly because he has 14 hit points. He can get up to, what was it, 15, 16, 18 to 20-ish. Then you can Herc's Helm defense. Also, this defense card does trigger the obligation from the labor deck. And you can defend for his ally. Yes. You can tank for his minion. Yes. His kit just doesn't work well with itself. Son of Zeus is the best example of it. Interesting. Yeah. Herc's Helm is, the more that I look at it, the more that I'm interested in it. I'm pumped to talk with Villain about this later because I want to see if he goes through the same like arc of, oh, this is not super good. I can reduce. I would much rather have a card in my deck that would be different than this, but the fact this is a multiplayer card, I think that's what it is. It's interesting. I wonder if we're going to start getting armor synergy. We have a lot of weapon synergy, and we see a lot of armor cards in this, so it may be teeing us up to get some weapon synergy or armor synergy, and it works well with the gauntlets. When Hercules defends against an attack, events, he gains retaliate 1. Yeah, that is cool. That is really cool. I still don't understand. Not Gift of Battle. I'm sorry, Son of Zeus. I still don't understand this. We have not seen a identity specific upgrade that I want to ready. Anything that requires me to ready it requires different cards to be added to his deck, such or like a taunt to force an attack or something along those lines, or a fusillade to exhaust a weapon, for me to actually care about readying an identity specific upgrade, because they already, before they go into the villain phase. That being said, it could be really fun to play a Son of Zeus using Warpath, so that you can, I mean, it's a huge setup. It's a lot to get going, but you defend using one of your upgrades. You exhaust and defend with Warpath, allowing you to play Son of Zeus, readying that upgrade, then using that upgrade against another player's attack. It's a lot. But he must have a good resource generator or something that's not in the article. That's my guess. But based off the article so far, I guess we have one more card, but based off the article so far, yikes. Lion of Olympus. This is temporary. Again, another card that I'm not looking at readying. Temporary, we discard this card at the end of the round. You get +1, +1, +1. 0 cost upgrade. I don't have much to say about that. I wonder if there's ways to make this lose temporary. That could be kind of interesting. But it's a one effective cost for a +1/+1/+1. This is the battle mage ability for leadership getting discarded with Warlock. I didn't notice that a Son of Zeus readies Herc. If you have 2 gifts, that's pretty strong. Yeah. And I think like 2 and 3 gifts, it gets really, really, really good. It's just that, is he going to be able to survive long enough to get 2 or 3 gifts? Never seen me speak. It is odd that it's not a title. It feels like a title card, right? Yeah, a way to get +1 hand size, then you might be on curve. The one kind of thought around this, we have a lot of 0-cost cards, which makes it easier to play Son of Zeus, because you're looking at a 4 hand size hero. This is going to cost 3 of those cards, meaning that you can then drop one of your 0-cost upgrades as that 4th card. And maybe the Lion of Olympus, maybe you get 2 or 3 of these and you can drop a lot of them and go crazy. They remember the temporary keyword. It says he has 2 copies of this, so if you put both out, it's crazy. It is good, but it's also like, can I do something better with? I would much rather, instead of playing 2 of these, I would rather play 1 limitless stamina, right? So if I'm attacking, which is what I feel like I'm going to be utilizing his basic activation for the most, would I rather have +2 attack by dropping 2 lions, or I can limitless stamina, same effective resource, and ready and attack for 3. I'm sure he does. None of the 0-cost card worth readying for 3 cost. That's almost his whole hand. And none of the upgrades actually do anything or need to be exhausted during the player phase, unless he is going to have cards like Spider-Ham had, where it forces the villain to attack or the minion to attack, which is why you would want to ready some of your tank cards. Kind of like a lead from a front, but it's got defense and it's upgrade for some reason. Yeah. It's a nice caught off guard trap. You can just toss this. It's going to go away anyways. Seems like his kid is unsure of what he's trying to achieve. Yeah, I think you have you want to be taking out the labors to get the gifts. Then after 3 gifts, he becomes really strong. But, and again, I'm thinking of this through a true solo lens. Are you just going to be able to rush down the villain with the 3 attack, the 14 hit points, getting the limitless staminas, and ignore gifts altogether? Taunt and protection is a really good call. Yeah. The labors seem hard, and I wonder if we're going to see cards that deal with... No, I doubt we will. I doubt we will see cards that deal with laborers. Because if we do, those would then be dead after you finish them. Give this to a new player, multiplayer, and just say, handle your stuff and come back to the main problem when you're ready. That is fun, yeah. +6 threat or HP, he's playable right now. This is from what I am seeing a fairly weak hero. I think you could probably build a fairly decent tank in multiplayer, and I think that could be fun. But at that point, you're probably ignoring a lot of his gifts. Maybe not. I don't know. I love playing tanks. I think tanks are a lot of fun to play in games, and so I'm interested to try and build him in that archetype for this game. Can Overwatch help labors? If you thwart. If you are the one who played Overwatch and someone else's thwarts, you can proc Overwatch, and that could remove threats from your labor side scheme. Yes. Interesting. Yeah. All in all, I I wonder if thematically does Hercules not like to deal with kind of the main thing going on, um, and instead he's going to take care of some other problems to make him feel real good and get some rewards like in the comics, because that'd be lovely. Cool. Let's look at the leadership precon. Of course, the villains won't just sit idly by while Hercules is completing his labors, and that's why the rest of his pre-built leadership deck comes in. Fellow Avenger Deathcry. So more Avenger allies in blue, which is always beautiful. 3 cost 1/3 with the double consequential damage on the attack. 4. When Deathcry makes a basic attack, deal your hero 1 damage. And he takes -1 consequential damage for this attack. This is a stupid card for Spider-Ham. This is Spider-Ham runs this every single leadership deck that they play. That's insane. Play Hercules with a Jubilee player. They're just running errands. Bring Cable and just bring all the player side schemes and just never do anything for the villain. Oh, the art is fantastic. I agree with you there, big time, Nico. Yes. Thematically, he is granted his power 100% by Zeus. He sucks and is powerless without proving. Oh, so he's trying to go through and prove himself for the power. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, Deathcry is sick. Deathcry is, well, I think Deathcry is really good for Spider-Ham. Deathcry is interesting for like a Hercules or a Hulk or someone with a lot of hit points, because then you can like just tank that hit on them, which is pretty cool. Avenger ally, run Mighty Avengers, makes him a 4 attack. That's pretty crazy. Hits as hard as Herc does himself at first, at least, but she can stick around for a long time if you're willing to let Herc take a bit of chip damage. If you can't afford the extra damage on your identity, you can attach Avenge Me, 0 cost upgrade. Play only if your identity has the Avenger trait. Alrighty, we're getting some more Avenger toys in blue. Attach to an ally. When the attached ally is defeated, draw 2 cards. Interesting. That's cool. I like it. Okay. So cool. So minimum, you are card positive here. This is a 1 effective resource, and you get 2 effective resources back. You can, and it doesn't have to be defeated by consequential damage. It can be defeated by a chump block. If you're running leadership or in like a swarm, this feels good. This does have the, it doesn't actually have as bad of an issue that like a Band Together does, where if you don't have allies on the table, it becomes a dead card, because it does actually have a physical resource. Band Together does not have any resource icons on it, and so you can use Avenge Me as a resource if you don't have any allies. Seems good. Seems real good. Noble Sacrifice. You say Avenge Me. Is that the first 3 thwart allies since White Tiger? I haven't seen a 3 thwart ally. I think it looks like Thor does, but I haven't seen it yet. Hulk Leadership feels good. Yep. That's I like this card. Avenge Me is a really good one. The art, what is the art from? The art doesn't jump out to me, but it could be like a cool like moment in time or something. So Avenge Me, upgrade onto Deathcry, so that she gives you some extra cards on the way out. Those extra cards can certainly come in handy thanks to Herc's low hand size, yes, but his deck also comes with a few other ways of helping you pay for his allies. For example, the Avengers Compound. We just don't, oh, okay, there it is. There's Thor. Avenger Compound. Okay, another 0 cost. He has a lot of 0 cost cards in the kit, which is interesting. Play only if you have the Avenger trait, max 1 per deck. We can exhaust this, choose to either tuck 1 ally from your hand here, if there's no ally tucked here, or play the ally tucked here as if it was in your hand. So it's like a plot convenience for allies. That's cool. What's up, Rob? How's it going? Happy Announcement Day. Yeah. I like this card a lot. This is a really interesting card. Zero cost support allows you to save an ally. It does not have to be an Avenger ally either. You just have to be an Avenger to play it, which is cool. But you can exhaust and put any card like a Maria Hill. Because this is an action, you can play it off turn, right? You can exhaust Avenger's compound to play the card tucked under it. So if you are running like a Maria Hill recursion build for the table type situation, you can then call on an action, play Maria Hill off turn for the first action of the round. Everyone gets the benefit of the card draw. Or you save it for, I don't have the resources to play Thor right now, but I want to play him next turn. I'm going to tuck him and save him for the right time. That's cool. So yeah, it's like it's assess the situation. Yeah. Could you use Honorary Avenger and then play this? Yes, you would have to have somebody else play Honorary Avenger on you. There would be a zero cost Avenger pool party card last night on D20. Nice. Multiple man is multiple man is really cool here because you can tuck multiple man knowing that you can play them on the turn where you reshuffle your deck because you can only pull them from your deck. That's cool. Yeah, I so far I've really liked the back of the pack cards. Rogue might like this. It's a little bit to set up to get her the Avenger trait. But yeah. Okay, I like Avenger Compound, and I like Avenge Me. I think these are two really, really cool cards. Can let you store an expensive ally until you have the resource to pay for them. While the player's side scheme. Call for backup. We're getting another one. It's call for backup. Haha. When defeated, each player may search their deck and discard power for an ally and put it into play and shuffle. I find this hilarious that Hercules gets this in his precon because he will never be able to thwart this based on the cards that we see. I assume he's going to have a thwart card in that kit, but he's throwing this out there and letting somebody else deal with it. That art is hilarious. Oh, is he holding a rocket? That's great. I already regret this rocket. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Nice to see a reprint of Call. Very, very strong card. Cool. I keep on losing my Call for backup. I also need another superpower training. Rocket, like if he were a pup. Yeah, he does look like a pup. That's fun. I think Hercules is throwing allies in. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, I guess like an ally could thwart this down. Yeah. Can let you skip paying for them altogether. Both of these tools and more can help you get a heavy hitter like Thor, another Avenger ally. He's also Asgard traded. 4 cost, 3 thwart, 1 consequential, 3 attack, 2 consequential, and 4 health. Very good stat line. We do have a forced response on the thwart, which says that after he makes a basic thwart, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until you discard a minion. Put that minion into play, engage with you. We have more minion summoning. And we have it in a ally form that is a forced response based on an action that they take. So it's not like Angela. It's not forced based on you playing that ally. I like it. I like this a lot. This is a really interesting design space. Giving him 3 thwart is so good. And you get a minion, so that could be really good for the Tigers of the world, the Minion Slayers of the world. It feels very like this is looking for trouble, right? For Thor. Oh, there's a little cat in my backyard chasing leaves. It's adorable. Thor wants to run Thor. Yeah, right? Does any leadership hero want more minions, though, in multiplayer? I guess it's good. I like Tigra would. Tigra wants more minions. Combo him with Iron Lad to avoid the response. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah. because you can exhaust Thor and Iron Lad to thwart for 4. Bucky would like it. Yep. Pay hand over fist for more animal pet allies. Valkyrie would really like it. Yes. Yeah, she would. She would really like Thor, which makes a lot of sense. Thor ally is really, really cool, yeah. Take advantage of his and Herc's ancient rivalry. Hey, a team up card with Hercules and Thor, which is kind of crazy. No, I was like, we don't have a Hercules hero. I'm like, we just talked about this, Nelson. Go eat some food. Team up. Hero action, 1 cost to event. I love cheap team up cards. It makes them feel way more playable. Search your discard pile for an identity specific upgrade and add it to your hand. Ready Hercules and Thor. That's good. That's real good. You get to repay yourself 1 cost. So this is 2 effective cost. You get to tutor a card and you get to ready Hercules and Thor. Very, very good card. Spider-Woman Asgard deck, that'd be sick. It's also Asgard as well as Olympus traded. And so we've seen, Thor really likes to run team building exercise. Seems like Hercules may want to do that as well. So having both of these traits means that they can be paid for with TBE. Very strong in multiplayer. Very, very strong in multiplayer. Yes, absolutely. But I think this is a team up card that's playable even in true solo for Hercules, not Thor. I don't think you can play this with Thor. I don't think that the Hercules ally is super duper playable. There are decks that do it, and they're getting better with all the minion summoning, but I would much rather play this with Hercules. And then you get to thwart again, which is pretty cool, which gets you another ally, which is a little unfortunate, or another minion, which is a little unfortunate, but you get the ready. That's cool. I can see some nice multiplayer combos that really help accelerate Herc. Yeah, that's true. It does feel like he is a more multiplayer focused hero, which is totally fine. Thor ally is expensive for a 4 hand size. I would agree with that. It is hard to get him out. They team up to defeat the enemy solely from collateral damage they cause fighting each other. That's great. I like the back of the pack cards a lot more than I like the hero kit of what we've seen. So the back of the pack got a lot of new Avenger toys, which is really cool. Avenge Me is really cool. I love Avengers Compound. I think that's fascinating. Nice. Could build an aggression Guardian deck with some honorary Avengers and do some fun with... yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. We do get a bonus modular encounter set. Which I see right here is at least we have a non-elite 6 health minion that we could pull. This one we cannot pull, but the set centers around a massive free-for-all, all versus all. So this is a side scheme. It comes in with 2 threat, hindered 2 per player. After a character is defeated, place 2 threat on this scheme. When defeated, set all versus all aside. Okay. So it's not in the victory display. It's not in the discard. It's just set aside. It does have a hazard icon, so you do probably want to defeat it. But I'm wondering if this messes with something else. This sprawling brawl is hard to get rid of, since every time a character, friend or foe, is friend or foe, it's a collector issue. It gains some additional threat. It also doesn't help that all versus all is repeatedly instigated by the god of witches, Hecate. 2 scheme, 0 attack, 4 health, Olympus traded. When revealed as well as when defeated, find the all versus all side scheme and reveal it. After they activate, place 2 threat on the all versus all side scheme. Interesting. Hecate. Thank you. What's up, No Feet? How's it going? Okay. That's nifty. That's pretty nifty. So we're just pulling this all versus all side scheme again and again. Huh. Interesting. Okay. So that's Hecate. And both she and the Brutus, this guy, 0 scheme, 3 attacks, 7. Retaliate 1 toughness with victory 0. It's nice to see that victory that he goes away after you defeat him. He is non-elite, which is key to being able to pull him for the labor card that Hercules has. This would give him 13 hit points, retaliate 1 in toughness, so he would just eat you alive as you do take him out. But after he activates, he plays 2 threat on the all versus all side scheme. Otherwise, he plays 1 threat on the main scheme. Ugh. Gross. I hope he has more 0 to 1 cost events unrevealed. Me too. Yeah. Or he's a 1 card per turn hero. 100% agree with you there, JF. Yeah. That's pretty mean. Constantly adding more threat to it. The side scheme bringing a flood of extra encounter cards. You'll have to manage your resources carefully and figure out the best plan of attack. Nice. It can be added to any scenario for a good challenge. Can you survive this free-for-all brawl? So Son of Zeus, with his unbelievable godlike strength and his laborers granting him powerful gifts, Hercules is a mighty hero that can be a powerful addition to any team. Look forward to fighting for your ideals as Hercules when the Hercules Hero Pack arrives in February 2026. Cool. Nice. Very interesting. It's a very, very interesting hero build. It's a cool diversion into like these side quest mini game type situation. We had talked about on the stream before about not side schemes but like side minions, and I feel like we're getting a little bit of that vibe in this kit with like the obligation as well as the go find a minion, reveal it, make it elite, make it big type labor card. There's a lot there. It's interesting. It's interesting. I think this is probably one of the hero packs. I like the back of the cards, so removing that, this is probably one of the heroes that I'm least excited for, just after the initial reveal article. But we will see. There's a lot of cards that we have not revealed yet that could completely change my mind there. So we'll see. It'll be fun. I really hope these new Marvel Champions projects hit a home run in 2026. They need a hit. And I feel like we've been getting bangers recently. I feel like Hulkling and Tiger are fantastic. Wonder Man, I do believe Wonder Man looks a little bit more interesting than Hercules. Not a little bit. Wonder Man looks a lot more interesting than Hercules to me. Totally agree with you there. Maybe next week we'll have news about a potential new core set. That is my speculation. My guess is that we will get a teaser on the 20th with more information coming in the Fantasy Flight in-flight reports on the 22nd at PAX Unplugged. Yeah, I got you a link. Seems like a great niche character. Yeah. Interesting. Oh, you're on YouTube, aren't you? See if I can drop the link. I just went over to YouTube. I've been on Twitch, just like that's where I read chat typically. And it was trying to catch everything up, and chat was just going insane. Not excited about Wonder Man. Oh, really? Not about Wonder Man? Ah, Wonder Man looks so cool. Rather than reprint the X-Men that you can't get anymore. Fair. I want to play Hulk more than Herc at this point. I hope he gets to be at least an average hero. My guess is that there's a lot of really exciting cards that we have not seen, that have not been revealed. That would be my guess. So, but what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and end the stream here, because in about an hour and a half, or a little bit under an hour and a half, at 2 p.m. Eastern time, we're going to be jumping back on, and we're going to be going through the article with Villain Theory and getting a little bit more of an analytical take, because Villain Theory knows a lot about everything. And then it'll be fun to see how he reacts based on the information that I know. I also think that I can walk through this article a little bit smoother, knowing what is in it and talking about the gift and labor cards and having just a little bit of information about that. But we will be back. and be talking about it more, but I have to go eat some lunch first. So that's where we're going to be headed. I appreciate y'all hanging out, and if you're still around in an hour and 22 minutes, hop back on, and I'll talk to you then. Cool. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you around. Peace.